Hello, friends and friends and other people. So I'm LC, as you might have already guessed, and I've decided to make another one of these because I was bored, so I felt like it. So I'm just going to go through each one of my movies. I went to a yard sale today and I got a bunch of movies. I'm just going to talk a little bit about them and why they're important to me and etc. etc. Alright. Well, there we go. A lot of shaking, nothing has fallen over. So let's start out with Demolition Man. Demolition Man stars Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. It's a really great action movie. It's one of my favorites. I grew up watching this. Wesley Snipes is a really cool villain in it. So, Demolition Man. The Dark Knight trilogy. Really just amazing, amazing trilogy. Pretty much one of the best trilogies that we have now. It's like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Batman. So, yeah, great. Love these movies. Batman Begins is probably my favorite. Dark Knight's amazing, but I just think of Batman Begins as a whole is a better film. Okay, it all fell. So, Clerks 2. Really like this film. This used to be my favorite Clerks movie between 1 and 2, but now I think I like Clerks 1 a little better. I think that Clerks 1 is a little bit more unique, but I still love this movie. The rant that Randall has in this movie about Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite moments in movies ever. So, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's all out of word. Clerks 1, really cool Blu-ray, a lot of special features. Yeah, I love this movie, just so unique and written so well, so cool, just, it makes, like, your average, like, I think that it shows you that everyone, can be special, and that's what I take away from it, is that everyone has a story, So much out of word. Chronicle, really cool movie, probably one of my favorite found footage films. It's kind of intense, and it's got like a really cool concept, kind of a unique spin on like a superhero movie. But yeah, no, it's really cool, really like it. Cowboys and Aliens. A really cool Jon Favreau film. I really like this movie. I think it's pretty much the only Favreau film that I can think of that he isn't actually in. But yeah, no, Daniel Craig's a badass in it, so yeah. Speaking of Daniel Craig, this is out of order with the words. I'll fix that in a minute. Anyway, so, Casino Royale, my favorite Bond movie. This movie's amazing. Really great Blu-ray. But yeah, no, the opening scene with Daniel Craig chasing that guy, just parkour madness. Let's see. Cabin in the Woods, this movie kind of restored faith in horror movies for me. But yeah, Cabin in the Woods, great movie. You can see them kind of rushing. Got a lot of movies here. Alright. Bruce Almighty, one of my favorite Jim Carrey comedies. Jim Carrey has the powers of God. What are we going to do? And Morgan Freeman is God in this movie. He's not play God, he is God. Breakfast Club, one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. This is actually my favorite movie ending of all time for any movie ever. Really, man. The Boondock Saints. I really like this film. My best friend basically forced me to buy this. We watched it. It's one of his favorite movies, and I really like it. A lot of really great character moments in there. Some great lines that I don't want to say on this video. Blade. It's out of order. But anyway, Blade. So pretty much one of the first great superhero films. Wesley Snipes is a boss in it. Great action, really cool villain. Blade Runner, a very interesting film with a lot of really unique concepts in it. Great looking Blu-ray. Excellent! Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, really cool movie. I grew up watching this. It's kind of just like stupid fun. I think it's a great movie. I think it has a lot of heart in it. Batman, 1989. One of my favorite superhero themes ever. This movie right here. But yeah, so this is a great movie. It's Batman. What can I say about it? And then compared to the Nolan films, it's not as good, but still. Bad Boys 1 and 2. Number 2 is obviously the best one. I think that Bad Boys 2 is a representation of a good Michael Bay film. Like, I think, like, one of his better, like, there's several flavors of Michael Bay. Bad Boys 2 is the best of that flavor, of that action flavor. Armageddon's probably his best, though. The Back to the Future trilogy. Love all three of these movies. So I was watching these movies with a friend of mine. He came over, and he actually never seen this before, and we watched all of them that day because he kept wanting to see the rest of them, and they ended up being his favorite movies. Like some of his favorite movies. He loved them all. So. Yeah. So. Back to the Future. Yeah, it's all in order. Okay. Avengers, really great superhero movie. Love this film. Just action, fun. Best interpretation of the Hulk ever. This movie. Anyway. Avatar. I don't know why people don't like this movie. People are saying, oh, it's just like a rip on Pocahontas. Just because it's original doesn't mean it's bad. I love this movie. The effects are incredible. I think like the action's great. I think Stephen Lang makes a cool villain, and it's an incredible, incredible looking Blu-ray. So, yeah. Attack the Block. Anyway, so Attack the Block. Just a really, really fun British independent film. It's just really cool. Yeah, it's a good movie. Can't wait to see John Boyega in Star Wars. If you're waiting for Star Wars 7 to watch this, see John Boyega's performance. It's pretty much the only major film he's been in. Great major film. Aliens, a movie that used to scare the crap out of me as a child, but now it's actually one of my favorites. Just a great movie. It goes to show you that practical effects will always beat CGI, no matter what. The Adjustment Bureau. Really, really, really cool movie. Starring Matt Damon, Emily Blunt. Just a very fun thriller. Good romance. Just a good movie. Tonight we dine in hell. 300. Love this movie to tears. Great movie. 21 Jump Street, my favorite comedy of the year that it came out. Pretty much showed me that Channing Tatum was actually someone to look out for because he was really funny in this. I think I liked him like this much better than Jonah Hill because I don't know. I think the jokes that they had for him were just a little better. That stack is complete. On to this one. The Hangover, Part 1. Yeah, really, really like this film. It's hilarious. The situations they get in, just really memorable moments. It's The Hangover. I think this is considered like a modern day classic for a lot of people when it comes to just the party movies. And now there are so many movies that try to rip off The Hangover. It's not even funny. Most recent one I saw was called Best Night Ever or Best Party Ever or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, The Goonies. Goonies Never Say Die. That's all I have to say about it. Goldfinger, the movie that introduced me to James Bond. Saw it on Netflix one day. Loved it. Own it. Sean Connery is James Bond to me. He's my James Bond. GoldenEye. Really fun James Bond movie. Pierce Brosnan's a pretty good Bond. It's a fun action movie. It's a little cheesy though. It's just kind of stereotypical Bond, in my opinion. This movie, it's got the sexy girls. It's got the Russians, the missiles. It's like kind of the baseline Bond. Gladiator, one of Russell Crowe's best performances. Just straight up badass. Joaquin Phoenix is so creepy in this movie. Around there. Ghostbusters, just a classic, fun movie. It's Ghostbusters. I'm afraid no ghosts, I don't know. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters, then what is wrong with you? I'm just going to rearrange things here. Okay. Alright. Freaky Friday. Just one of my favorite, I don't know if this got a theatrical release, but one of my favorite, live action, one of those Disney films. I think that when Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, where she's going, when they switch bodies in this movie, I think they do a really good job at imitating one another. It's got some fun gags. I don't know. I grew up with this movie, so it's got to be rearranged here. Okay. One of the most original, interesting, just stylish movies I've ever seen. Fight Club. Just because this movie is called Fight Club, it's not really about Fight Club. It's a lot of different things. It's like it's just you gotta see Fight Club to understand it, but you shouldn't talk about it because you don't talk about Fight Club. Anyway. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, pretty much the original, just high school, kind of just blow off movie. A lot of fun, classic moments. It's the 80s. What did I do? CD, whatever. Anyway, Fantastic Four 1 and 2, yeah, the cover though. I like these movies. I thought the first time I saw them, I thought they were a lot of fun. Now that I've actually read a lot of the comics, The guy who plays Reed Richards in this sucks, just like Alba sucks as Invisible Woman. But I think Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans actually do a really great job as the Thing and Johnny Storm respectively. Doom second movie job. Oh, and Lawrence Fishburne killed it as Silver Surfer, in my humble opinion. Anyway, all three of these. Let's see, the Family Guy Star Wars trilogy. Blue Harvest is gigantic because this is like the special edition. Yeah, so I love all three of these. They're essentially love letters to Star Wars. What I really like about it is that even though they're Family Guy, like they still do really respect Star Wars and they don't like make fun of it a lot. They just like, you know, these were made with heart, and you can really feel that in these. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna drag this pile back here. Oh, what order do I go in now? It's so confusing. Uh-oh. That's fine. Evolution. Just a really fun movie that I grew up with. It's kind of stupid and it's kind of like B-movie, but it's a really good B-movie. I grew up watching this, so Evolution. Yeah, Sean William Scott's in it. E.T. from home. It's E.T. If you haven't seen this movie, what's wrong with you? It's one of my favorite, it is my favorite movie soundtrack of all time. There's no other movie that I have where the soundtrack makes me feel the most emotion than E.T. Yeah, so it's E.T. It is truly a masterpiece. Cool special features on the Blu-ray too. I like all the stuff on it. A lot of like on-set footage. And I'm a big fan of on-set footage. Movies that if you hadn't noticed, the alphabetical order, which is kind of out of order right now because of the way all these are stacked. This doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain why. This is the Edgar Wright trilogy. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End. They're called the Tonal Trilogy, and I really do feel like that all three of these movies kind of occupy the same world. Even though they really don't have anything in common with one another when it comes to the story, they all just like have a satire on a different type of movie, but they all feel like the characters, you know, are like similar and they just grow off one another. I mean, I love all three of these movies. They're all great comedies. I think out of all of them, either Hot Fuzz, probably Hot Fuzz is my favorite, because action movies. I grew up on action movies, and I love the satire it has on action movies in this, so yeah. Put that there. District 9, this is pretty much the movie that really got me into movies that like really made me interested. I want to know everything about how this movie was made and everything, and I love this movie, District 9. It's incredible. Die Hard with Vengeance, which is my favorite Die Hard movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is back as John McClane, but this time on a larger scale. Jeremy Irons is great as the villain Simon. Simon. Die Hard. It's Die Hard. What's up? It's an action classic. It's perfect in every single way. Best Christmas movie ever. I actually got to see this at a screening. This like Black Box, this like theater that like shows movies every once in a while. And I got to see this in a theater, and it was great to see this with an audience. And afterwards, someone was like, "What's your favorite Christmas movie, and why is it Die Hard?" And I find that hard to disagree with. Okay, now we're rearranging things. Things are getting interesting. Now everything's all upside down. Anyway, so. Whoop. Anyway, Man of Steel. Really, I love this movie personally because what I expected this movie was a Superman that we need, like an action-packed, to-the-wall Superman movie, and that's what we got. And I understand why some of the people don't like this, but I really do think this is the Superman that we needed at the time. It gave Superman an adrenaline shot, you know, and that's what we really needed. That's what I thought. Lost in Space. I don't know what the general consensus is about this movie. I think people don't like it, but I grew up with it because, see, my mom was a big fan of the TV show, and she used to watch this movie a lot because she really liked it. So I used to watch it with her a lot, and I really like this movie. The daughter in this movie, well, gee, she either creeped me out or I had a crush on her when I was younger. I don't really know. I don't want to spend too much time on these, but it's Lord of the Rings. My precious. It's Lord of the Rings. You know what I think about it. Looper. Really, this is one of the most original films I've ever seen. There are very few films like Looper, and that's what I love about it. But it has this really unique style to it that really does make it feel like all its own. It has this, it almost feels like kind of anime. Everything's very sharp. You gotta see it to understand. But it's a really cool original movie, and it's got a lot of great ideas in it. But I don't want to spoil anything. Try not to. The best way to go to Looper is not to know anything about License to Kill, y'all. So yeah, License to Kill. Really, probably one of my least favorite Bond films. I don't even know why I own it. I basically, one day, I just kind of like, went to the FYE and just bought a Bond film. The cheapest one there was like $3, but I don't like License to Kill. I don't like Timothy Dalton as Bond. Didn't even sound British in it. Land of the Lost Country, just like a stupid B movie with Will Ferrell. I like this movie for some reason. I don't really know why. And Bride kills me. Last Action Hero, which I think is a really fun like satire spin on like action movies, how it like makes fun of it. And there's this really cool cameo by the T-1000. I don't know why, but it just cracks me up every single time. Don't want that to fall there. Kick-Ass, one of my favorite superhero movies. Chloe Grace Moretz kills it as Hit Girl in this movie. And Mark Strong as I don't even remember his name. Maybe I don't. Maybe he didn't do a good job. But Kick-Ass, great movie. Justice League War, a really cool DC animated movie that it's a fun action movie. I feel like this is one of those turn your brain off and watch movies. Pretty much the whole Justice League is jerks in this movie. My two favorite characters in this movie are probably, well, three. Probably Cyborg. They did Cyborg really great in this because I read the book, and I think they translated Cyborg from the comic to the screen really great. Shazam and Darkseid. Darkseid. Turn off my phone. Darkseid was a freaking boss in this movie. Darkseid, I thought they did Darkseid awesome. So, yeah, Justice League War. Jurassic Park. What can I say about Jurassic Park? One of my favorite scores of all time in any movie ever. Just a classic. I might actually watch this after. Between this and like War of the Worlds. Let me put it at the side. Anyway, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I love the like how it makes fun of Hollywood in this movie. Just a fun movie all around. Let's see, Iron Man. A movie that no one thought was going to be good. It was directed by Jon Favreau, who at the time, like, you know, wasn't the best director. Robert Downey Jr., like, before this had kind of a shady past. But this movie ended up being amazing, and it's actually... I'm going to say this is my favorite Marvel Studios film. Now that I really think about it, I like it more than Avengers, because I feel like with Avengers... I think Avengers isn't that easy to get into in the sense that, like, you need to watch every movie before, and I don't really think that it balances emotions very well. Like, Avengers is really more on, like, just the fun side. Like, it's just a lot of fun, whereas this, even though it's fun, it has those deep moments and has those comedic moments, and it balances everything perfectly. Iron Man's my favorite Marvel Studios film, and I love Iron Man. Inglourious Basterds, I might actually watch this after. I don't even know. I might just watch parts of this after. I'm just gonna like skip through different scenes. But yeah, Inglourious Basterds, really well written film. I think this was the first Tarantino film I saw, and I really liked it. Just amazingly written, and Christoph Waltz is the Jew Hunter. Not a name to be known by. Just be like, hey, weren't you the Jew Hunter? It'd be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? That'd be a bad nickname. So yeah, the Indiana Jones quadrilogy. So yeah, the Indiana Jones films, all of them. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Pure perfection and fun. Temple of Doom, my favorite because I like the dark tones in it and the messages. Last Crusade, which is probably like my second favorite. Just a great ending to the series. And Crystal Skull, which even though I know this film gets a lot of hate, I think it was really well done. I think it was a lot of fun. Like, it's a fun movie, but it definitely is a step down from the rest of it. It is kind of a joke compared to the other films. From the space within spaces. I like the how it should have ended sketch on Crystal Skull. Okay, we're getting tipping. Okay. It's Inception. So yeah, I really like Inception. Really fun, thrilling movie. A lot of big ideas in it. Every time I see this movie, I try to like keep a dream journal, but it never works because I'm really groggy when I get up. But, you know, Inception, great movie. On the Blu-ray, it's a really cool documentary by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the special features about dreaming. Really interesting. Hot Tub Time Machine. If you love the 80s, you'll love this movie. It's hilarious. This is great. I love this movie. Not a movie, just something that's in there because it's in there. Heroes, Season 1. Best season of Heroes. Wants to be X-Men, tries to be X-Men, succeeds, in my opinion, at being an X-Men ripoff, and it has some really cool ideas in it. So, the rest of it, it's okay. I love Heroes. Even though a lot of people, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna... Only 3 movies, there are only 3 movies down here. So 3 tracks. Alright, good. Hellboy 2, Rise of the Golden Army. I love the Hellboy movies, and for some reason, I don't know why I don't have the first one on Blu-ray. I'm trying to consider if I don't want the first one on Blu-ray or not, because I think that this one has a lot, like, more imagery in it. That's why I got it on Blu-ray. Like, you know, a lot more variation in color and a lot of more interesting things. I might watch this afterwards. But yeah, Ron Perlman's great as Hellboy. Just a lot of really cool action scenes, and a really great villain, in my opinion, in this movie. I really do like the villain and the ties that he had with her sister and everything. It was really cool. Really, I love the Hellboy movies. I'm a big fan of Del Toro. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, your classic, you know, get wasted and see what happens kind of, you know, like, movie. Because that's what happens in this movie, so, yeah. Hangover Part 2. This is probably my favorite Hangover movie simply because more messed up stuff happens and I like to see how crazy it gets. I don't know why I have this on Blu-ray, because it has a pretty interesting special feature. It's kind of like a mockumentary kind of deal. And that's that. With that stack, I guess I'll just... here... Okay. I think I'll just go to this. Go to this. The Star Wars on the bottom? Picture this. Or Star Wars. Zombieland, just a really great comedy. I love this movie. Really great looking Blu-ray. But yeah, it's... Whoa. Interesting. Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, Zombieland, really fun, funny movie. Woody Harrelson's great in it. There's this... if you like Ghostbusters, then there's a scene... There's a whole sequence that you'll just love in this movie. It's hilarious. Had me laughing. Even the slow part of this movie was great. And had a great final, like, scene. Yeah. Yep. X-Men First Class, which, before Days of Future Past, which I saw recently, was my favorite X-Men movie. Just a lot of fun. I think when compared to, like, the other X-Men movies, it doesn't have as much, of, like, it doesn't carry as much of the messages and, like, you know, some of the real-world, like, things that the X-Men movie talks about as well, but it's still just a really great movie. Fassbender kills it as Magneto. More than Ian McKellen, in my opinion. Not just Ian McKellen, though. It's class. The X-Men trilogy, I don't, I know people hate Last Stand. I enjoy it. Definitely is the worst of all three, but I still think it's fun. You know, and, yeah. But, so, X-Men 1 and 2 are the best, and I think X2 is definitely the best. X2 of this original trilogy is the best one. Wolverine has this really great scene, and it has those messages really well. And Stryker is a great villain in this movie, so, yeah. Okay. Watchmen Director's Cut. Amazing, amazing Blu-ray. Incredible special features. Great movie in general, just, like, really well-rounded. You definitely have to read the comic before you read the movie, because it's really great. It has an alternate ending to the comic, but pretty much the movie is shot for shot the comic, and it's just great to look at. Really visually impressive. Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds. I'm probably gonna watch this one after. Now that I think about it, one alien invasion movie. But yeah, no, so great film. Tom Cruise is pretty cool in it. It's very intense. You know, your scenes are very intense. It reminds me of, like, I'm gonna compare it to this movie. It reminds me of, like, Skyline, but done right. Because it's an alien invasion movie that isn't from the perception, like, from the perspective of, like, the president or, like, military generals. It's from, like, you know, a normal guy. Yeah. Skyline, done right. Over here, right here. Why did I point it out? I don't know. Actually, wait, because I'm gonna watch this after. Anyway. Unbreakable. Unbreakable is one of the two M. Night Shyamalan films that I actually love. This and Signs, which I've got to buy. Yeah. But Unbreakable is great. I love Unbreakable. It's really good on dissection of a superhero movie. Samuel Jackson's great in it. Bruce Willis is great in it. The Kid is great in it. It's just a really interesting movie, and you really have to absorb yourself in it because it is kind of a slow burn. Tropic Thunder, one of my favorite comedies. Robert Downey Jr., in my opinion, is Oscar-worthy in this film. But yet, like, non-stop laugh for this movie. It's great. Let's just talk about these two. Let's see, Transformers 1 and 3. I don't like the middle one, so I didn't buy it. But yeah, so Transformers 1's the best one out of it when it comes to story. I think that they handle all those elements really well, of, like, giant robots and stuff. Optimus Prime is the best part of each one of these. Dark of the Moon is a great action movie, but I think it misses a lot of those story elements that the first one had. The first one is deepest. Yeah. But I don't buy Megan Fox in any of them. Megan Fox is awful in all the Transformers movies. Yeah, Total Recall, just classic action. Arnold Schwarzenegger's great in one of his more sophisticated roles. Definitely keeps you on your toes. Maybe I'll watch this after. I don't know. I need to decide, people. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT, the anime movie that came out in, I believe, 2007. No, this has extra stuff. That's interesting. Yeah, no, so TMNT, I love this movie. I really do think it captures the essence of the Turtles. I think it's in its own continuity, but yeah, it's a great movie. I really like it. You know, they got like the relationship between all the brothers right. It feels mature. The animation isn't the best, but I can get past it. Yeah. My friend told me to buy this because he wanted me to buy an Asylum movie. I hate this movie, so I'm just not going to talk about it because I'm getting angry just thinking about it. It's awful. Let's see. Terminator 2. Great James Cameron film. I love this movie. Arnold's a boss in it. T-1000 is one of my favorite movie villains of all time, so yeah, Terminator 2. Turtle Power, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Great movie. Elias Koteas is incredible as Casey Jones. A lot of really memorable moments and lines. This movie's just great. It's a great kids movie, but I think adults can get a lot of it because it's got a lot of really great messages. It's a lot of fun. You know, like, yeah. One of my favorite action movies ever, Taken. Really great looking Blu-ray, a lot of interesting special features, but at a certain point this movie literally becomes non-stop action, and that's what I love about it. The fact that it's just, this guy is so intense fighting there. It reminds you why Liam Neeson's a boss. This movie right here. Ooh, last movie in this pile. It was on the bottom. And these are great movies, and I didn't want it to be on the bottom, but they're okay. Star Wars, the original trilogy. Even with the changes on the Blu-rays, they're still amazing movies. It's Star Wars. They're classics. I don't know what to say about it. It's Star Wars. Just, if you haven't seen Star Wars, then I know you, because pretty much everyone I know haven't seen Star Wars. And I feel sorry for them. Okay, okay. Now we're going to have to do some rearrangement here, because the way these stacks are. Hold up. Okay. See, Star Trek Into Darkness. My favorite of the two Abrams Star Trek films. A lot of fun, great action, great special effects, amazing looking Blu-ray, and Benedict Cumberbatch, spoilers, kills it as Khan. Unspoiler. Yeah, just amazing movie. I love it. The original Star Trek, which basically is the CPR of Star Trek, it brought people back into the Star Trek universe. So yeah, love this movie. Big fan of Next Gen, and that's mainly what I grew up on when it comes to Star Trek Next Gen, like the original films, like Wrath of Khan and stuff. Alright, so we have both of these. Spider-Man 1 and 2. I do not own 3 because I do not like 3. Yeah, even though people hate these movies because it's something like the comics, these movies I think really do carry the tone of what Spider-Man means. And there are a lot of fun action movies, and I think Maguire actually does a really good job as Peter Parker. Maybe not with the brainy side of it, but yeah. I feel for him though. South Park, the bigger, longer, uncut, just one of the most messed up musical movies. It's like this movie's just crazy. It offends. I love this movie because it's one of those movies that really does just kind of like offend everyone, and like movies that like offend everyone, like it pretty much leaves no one out. Like, you know, like that's why I love them, because no one can like be. Like say, oh, I feel offended by this movie, because it really just makes fun of everyone. That's what I love about it. And it's just hilarious. It makes fun of, everything. And it's not ashamed of it. Slumdog Millionaire, just a great movie. I love this movie, just incredible. Story's incredible. Spaceballs. I forgot who told me this. I think it was my careers teacher. I don't remember exactly. No, it wasn't. Whatever. Someone told me that if you find a girl that likes Spaceballs, marry her. But yeah, no, Spaceballs great. If you love Star Wars or sci-fi in general, you'll love Spaceballs. You have to get past the idiocracy of it, though. Seven Psychopaths, one of the best written movies of all time, in my humble opinion. It wants to be Pulp Fiction so much, it tries to be Pulp Fiction, but it doesn't quite succeed at being Pulp Fiction, but it's still amazing as Pulp Fiction, in my humble opinion. Really well written, just a lot of great moments. Sam Rockwell's best performance, in my opinion, in this movie. Got a lot of style, too. Scream, the original Scream, pretty much the first meta film. Now may I watch this? Gosh. Anyway, but Scream, yeah, pretty much the first meta, you know, like, movie where it's like kind of self-aware of itself. But yeah, really fun movie with some great horror elements. Scott Pilgrim versus, I'm pointing to the outside, The World. Yeah, great movie, amazing Blu-ray, wonderful soundtrack, a lot of fun, very energetic. It's Scott Pilgrim. Movie I grew up on that shows me that I should play baseball, that I'm never going to play baseball, and I never did play baseball. But yeah, Sandlot, a lot of fun, classic. It's The Sandlot. Squints is alive! Windy Pepper. RoboCop, amazing, amazing movie, great action, a lot of fun, really cool sci-fi. It's RoboCop. Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me. One of the most quotable movies of all time, too. And then Blood Squibs. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, just a great, great movie. Such an interesting character study. Such, like, Caesar's just an amazing character. And Andy Serkis should have won an Oscar. Like, he should have gotten, at least been nominated. You know? Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds, I just bought this today. I mean, I've seen it, obviously. But it's a really fun comedy, and, you know, I really like it. It's a great musical number at the end. Pulp Fiction. It's Pulp Fiction. It's my favorite Tarantino film. It's an amazing looking Blu-ray. Has a lot of special features. It's Pulp Fiction. I don't know what you want me to say. It's Pulp Fiction. Gosh. Say what again? Prometheus, a really interesting sci-fi film. Fassbender is a great in it as David. Maybe I'll watch this. I don't. Now I'm in the mood to watch Prometheus. I got through each one. Yeah, Prometheus is an amazing, amazing movie. Fassbender's great in it. Namir Pace is really good in it. But yeah, like it has a lot of very interesting ideas, and I love the tie-ins to the Alien franchise. Project X. The cover really says it all. It's really. I wanted this movie in Blu-ray because I wanted to see this party in Super HD. One of the like. At a certain point, it just becomes interesting to like just watch the party form, like the first time you see it. And if you're gonna watch it again, there's not a lot of replay value, but I watch this with friends sometimes because it's really awesome. Like just talk about, oh, like we could have a party like that. No, we'd be awful. Yeah. Predators, which is a movie that's really a true sequel to Predator. I really like this movie. The one thing that Predator has over this, well, it has a lot of things over it, but the main thing that Predator has over this is the camaraderie between the characters, because the characters in this movie don't really know each other, so it's kind of hard to, you know. But Adrian Brody's great in it. The pianist is, you know, trying to be Arnie. Predator, it's Predator. It's an action classic. It's tense. The score is incredible. It really sets the tone of it. Arnold's great in it. It's really interesting sci-fi as well. It's Predator. This next movie, Point Break, starring Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Just classic action, over-the-top, adrenaline-filled. It's Point Break. I don't know other way to describe it. I might watch Point Break. Actually, wait a minute. You know, I'll watch War of the Worlds, and if I'm ready, I'll watch Point Break after. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. To give me like a boost up, because War of the Worlds, it's more of a dreary one. Pacific Rim, my favorite movie of the year that it came out. Just a lot of fun. This was an amazing theater experience. It's Pacific Rim, amazing action. Love this movie. Kind of cheesy though, but like the good cheese. You know. The One. It wants to be The Matrix. It isn't The Matrix. But I think it's a really cool film. I love Jet Li as like the good guy and the bad guy. It's a lot of fun. This movie is. You know. Ninja Assassin. Great looking Blu-ray. Even though it does make the blood look a lot more fake, and the blood is fake, this is just like a really fun, just pure badass movie. There's just some really like epic like scenes and moments, and it has a great opening. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. These are the last movies. The end of the collection. The Matrix movies. First one's the best. These two are great, and the fight scene at the end of the third movie. Not towards the end, more like in the middle, between Agent Smith and Neo is just incredible. Agent Smith is an amazing villain, one of the coolest movie villains, and you know, it's The Matrix. They're revolutionary action films. There's nothing out there quite like them. Everything tries to copy them, like The One, like I just said. So yeah. Well, that's my movie collection. I've gone through all of them. Yeah. So. Kirk out.